Alright, so now I'm just going to go through a really quick demonstration just to show you Sugar. At the moment we're looking at the home page. So across the top here in the home page you can see that we have a number of modules, and this can be customizable for each user. You can select which modules are most important to you and have them put up there. And then there's also more, so you can see all the other modules listed there and easily. This here is known as the dashboard, and you can customize your dashboard. As you can see, we have a number of different ones. We have My Sugar, Sales, Marketing, Forecast Tracker. You know, these are all customizable, and we can add and delete them. So I'm just going to quickly add one for you today. Simple as clicking the add button and submit. We have to enter the page name, so let's just enter test. Okay, so now we have a blank canvas and we want to add dashlets to it. So I'm just going to select a few dashlets that are relevant to me. So my accounts, my contacts, my emails. We can go into, we'll add my leads, we can go into charts. We can add a pipeline by sales stage or any other chart that we wish. In tools, we can add the live Sugar stream, and then we can also add our own website. So I'm just going to close that. And now I want to change the layout, so I'll go and change the layout and add 3 columns. So now you can see we have 3 columns. Now whatever important information is relevant to me, I can actually drop and drag and move all of these around depending on where I want them positioned. So it's as easy as that. Sugar has a fantastic search functionality. So we can search for company names, people's names. I'm just going to quickly type in SugarCRM, and you can see that it will search accounts, cases, contacts, documents, meetings. We can even delve deeper into that, and we put a percentage sign in front of Sugar and it will bring up even more information and documents. For example, from documents here we can click into this PDF that we've attached to a file and we can download that PDF. And that will send a download to the bottom of the screen. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a view of accounts. Let's go into the Bank of America. So this is the Bank of America, and from here we can see all of the information that we want to see. We have contacts, history, any module that you really want added here, you can add here, and you can have custom modules created or create your own custom modules and add them to the company profile. If we want to change those around, it's as simple as clicking and dragging. So we can drop and drag. As far as the customization is concerned, we can add more information here, and I'll just take you in and show you how we can customize this a little bit more. So through the admin panel, we can go down to Studio, and we're wanting to make a few changes to the accounts and the layout of the accounts. So we'll have a look in the edit view, and as you can see here, this is what we were looking at, the overview, the more information, and the other. So I'm going to add a new panel in there, just as simple as clicking and dragging. So I want it to go under the other. And then I'm going to add location. And I'm going to rename it location. going to make sure that the sync to detail view is clicked and save and deploy. And then we'll go back into the account. And we've placed that in other. And there you can see we have a location map. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my demonstration. If you do want to see more of Sugar, then please feel free to get in contact with us. I'm going to open this session up to some questions and answers now. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to enter them into the question box and we'll endeavour to answer them. Gary, are you on there? Can you...
I am here. I am here. Can you hear me, Chloe?
I can, yes.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to jump in here and try to answer them for you.
Okay, so we have a question here. It's, let me try and open this box up. Yes, we have a few questions. It says here, Salesforce has a partnership with data.com. Do you have a contact database?
Great question. So, yeah, absolutely. We have a solution that's built into SugarCRM. It's called Inside View. And Inside View is really kind of interesting because what it does is it gives you, all the relevant information that you'd want to have at your fingertips. And actually, it's built into SugarCRM out of the box. There's a couple different versions that are available. It essentially pulls data from an abundance of different sources, including Twitter, Reuters, Financial News, BBC, CNN, the Wall Street Journal, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, blog lines. I mean, it pulls it in from all those different areas out there. So really what we're trying to do is give you all the relevant information at your fingertips so that, when you're looking at a particular account within Sugar, you have all the data right there. And there are a couple of different versions. There's a free version that comes with every version of SugarCRM or every solution of SugarCRM, Pro, Corporate, Enterprise, or Ultimate. And then there's also a paid solution. And the paid solution essentially just gives you the ability to build lists within Sugar as well and export data out. All with the ability to get the most that you possibly can, out of the SugarCRM solution. So, just one more minute on this particular topic. Essentially the paid solution is going to give you the ability to do the list building, to export data, and there's different custom sales triggers that you can get that you could build into the product as well to provide you with the most up-to-date information in terms of alerts and triggers that you want to build into the solution, and it will automatically send you those pieces of information as they come up within your prospect database. So we'd be happy to spend more time, going over our relationship with Inside View, but essentially that's how we compete against data.com currently. Any other questions that I can answer with regard to Inside View?
Well, if you can see my screen, I've just brought up the Inside View sample here. So you get an overview of the company. If you select people, it will list the name of people. It'll list the people and their position, and you can do a search through job levels and job functions. And then you even have access to follow their tweets and to see basically what's going on through social media. So it's a really quick just overview of that. Let me see what other questions we have here. Okay, so Mike's asked if we could cover the Outlook integration, but you know, I might make contact with you, Mike, after the session, and we can go through that. I've got a question for you, Kyle. Are you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. It says, if I'm on Salesforce.com, can Faye BSG do the migration for me?
Yes, absolutely. We've done a number of migrations from Salesforce into SugarCRM, and I mean every company has different needs for getting that data. Maybe there's a little massaging that needs to happen to clean up the data or anything like that. We can certainly do that.
And just one other question for you, Kyle. Can you show an example, or maybe you can give an example of what development would be necessary?
I mean, it's really depends on what the business's needs are. I mean, we have all sorts of different things that we've done for different clients. Automatically resizing images within Sugar when you upload them. We can do document syncs between local file servers when Sugar is hosted internally. We can certainly do different kinds of email integrations. We've worked with telephony integrations in the past, a number of other things.
And then, Gary, I've got a question. What do you mean by open source CRM?
Sure, that's a great question. So, you know, Sugar was built on an open source platform. It's going back to 2004 when we came out with, you know, what we call our community edition. And, you know, essentially what we've done is we have developed the commercial-based platform to give our customers the ultimate in flexibility. You know, flexibility in terms of deployment, in terms of where it's hosted, as well as integrations that are enabled, or that can be enabled into the solution. So it is the most flexible solution that you're going to find out on the marketplace today. That's going to give you the most bang for your buck and the most value. So I know, you know, that term open source means a lot to a lot of different people as well, but, you know, it's basically openness and transparency, and essentially it translates into every area of our business. You know, the product aside, it also translates into, you know, you contact Sugar directly, you're going to get a live person, and we're really committed to your success. So, I mean, those are some of the differences between the way that we do our business and the way that Salesforce does it in a more proprietary, you know, closed way that they promote their, you know, their platform.
And another question in regards to that is, do you provide source code?
Absolutely, absolutely. And sure, we would like to drill into this a little bit more, you know, after the call, and I'd be happy to spend more time going over that. But yeah, I mean, whether or not Sugar is hosted on in our hosting environment here at Sugar, or it's hosted on your own server, customer server, if it's hosted on your own server, you get access to the source code, PHP. So you can get as deep as you want to get. And so either way, the licensing cost for the product is still going to be the same, but if you take it on your own server, you get access to the source code, same cost.
Okay, and we have a couple more questions. Do you need additional campaign software for marketing, or is this your standard package?
I think that would really, again, you know, I'd be happy to spend some more time with Kyle at the end of this call, and we can drill into that a little bit further, because there's a lot of different ways that marketing campaigns can be run. It all depends on, you know, what the scope of the project is and what your objectives are. You know, the basic out-of-the-box functionality that Sugar has a fairly robust outbound email marketing capability. And, you know, there are analytics that are built into that, you know, to track the messages that were sent, attempted, bounced, those that click through. You can get all that, you know, right out of the box with Sugar CRM without any additional cost. Obviously, you know, in bringing back that theme of the open source question that came up earlier, if you decide that you want to take it a step further and integrate, you know, like a constant contact, in which Faye Business Systems has a tremendous solution for it, you certainly can do that. And Sugar also goes out of its way to provide integrations with a number of other marketing automation tools that can be integrated into Sugar without a very heavy level of effort or cost.
Does Sugar work with Outlook?
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. there's a connector that Sugar comes with out of the box that enables you to sync your in and your outbound emails directly, to an account contact opportunity, right out of the box, no additional cost.
So Joanna asked if we integrate with Plex, and if not, how easy is it to build an API to do so? Look, what I'll do is I'll connect with you after the session and we can discuss how that can be done. A couple more questions. Let me just go through. There is also integrations with Gmail. Limitations of mobile interface. Does it cost more?
Well, that's actually I can definitely handle that. So that's actually a pretty good question. And what you're going to find with Salesforce, they tend to include some hidden costs, like for example adding mobile access to the CRM for users of, let's say, their professional or enterprise editions. Will normally cost upwards of about $50 per user per month, which can get pretty costly per year. What's nice about Sugar is that it's all built directly into the license that you buy. So currently today with Sugar Pro, $35 a month per user. That includes access to a Droid or a iPhone app. And then needless to say, Sugar also has a tremendous browser-based solution. So essentially any tablet that you have could very easily interface, with SugarCRM out of the box.
Okay. What's your licensing model for on-premise per user per month or per processor?
So as I stated earlier, the cost, whether or not Sugar hosts it or you host it on your own server, is going to be the same either way. So the $35 a month per user, multiply that out a year, that's $420 per user. Whether or not Sugar hosts it or we host it, the cost is going to be the same.
And just one other question, or actually a couple more have come through. Does Sugar work with Apple Mail?
Good question, and there's probably a couple of good answers for that. I might want to refer that over to Kyle if he's still on the line to talk a little bit more about, how Faye may have worked with Apple Mail or maybe an IMAP-based email system out there.
And there's another question. I'm not sure if Kyle, if you want to take.
I'm sorry, Kyle, are you there? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. So basically, with Apple Mail, currently I'm not aware of a plugin for Apple Mail that will integrate directly with Sugar. However, Sugar does have an IMAP interface available, and you can access emails from IMAP mailboxes using SugarCRM. You can also archive emails directly from an IMAP mailbox. So that would give you visibility into your emails within SugarCRM without having to install additional components.
We have a lot of customers that want to use Gmail or AOL Mail or any other mail server out there, and essentially it just gets all forwarded through Sugar. It's fairly transparent, really easy to set up. There's an internal email client that's already built into Sugar, so you can sync up your email directly with whatever client you want to push into Sugar.
And one last question. I'm not sure if Kyle, if you want to speak about this, or whether Gary, you might be able to. Is why are you not leveraging multi-tenancy?
I would probably want to get more background in terms of what the question is and what the objective is with regard to what the question is. I mean, what I can say. You want to go ahead and take that one, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that the multi-tenancy is really just kind of a different model. I mean, with SugarCRM, they really stress flexibility, and with multi-tenancy, you just don't get that kind of code-level access or ability to modify code and so on and so forth. I mean, you can install kind of plugins and things like that, but really with Sugar, it's just so much more flexible when every user of Sugar has their own instance dedicated to them. Whereas Salesforce, it's really locked down, and there's a lot of limitations with their proprietary programming language, Apex. Sugar doesn't have those kinds of limitations, so I would say that's probably why Sugar hasn't used multi-tenancy for their on-demand solutions.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty well spot on. From what I've seen, is that all of your customers essentially would be on the same underlying database, and that the design of Salesforce's system was designed almost 13 years ago, and it was designed in a time where legacy database technology was really too expensive to scale. And if you take a look at today's technology that's available out there, like MySQL, I mean, it's designed for cloud computing, and that's exactly where SugarCRM is right now today. And it's very inexpensive to run, and it's very flexible, and it's easy to manage. I mean, the multi-tenancy environment also prevents users from making minor code modifications or changes to their instance. So it really limits the customization, and it's a real deficiency of the multi-tenant database model. So it's just that's kind of like the way that we look at it right now. And essentially having a private individual database, such as the one that Sugar has set up for our customers, eliminates that risk and provides more flexibility.
Yeah, I'd also add to that, too, that the technologies that SugarCRM is built upon make it really very simple to host on-premise as well if your company has that desire to do even more extensive modifications to Sugar. It's very cost-effective to host something like that as opposed to many other kind of on-premise CRM solutions that use other kinds of proprietary technologies, expensive license fees, PHP, MySQL, Apache, Linux, what have you. You don't have to pay for license fees for those. So you can also get going on-premise and all sorts of customization very, very easily.
Okay, thank you guys. Gina, I will connect with you afterwards. You want to see a bit more of a demonstration, I'm happy to arrange that. And then just one more question that's just come in. Gary, I think you can handle this one. It's what is the biggest difference between Salesforce.com and Sugar that usually causes people to choose one over the other?
Well, I mean, there's obviously a number of different reasons, but I would tend to think that cost has a major impact, and as well as flexibility. What we often run into is companies that have limited budget, and they tend to want to get up and running fairly quickly and have no issues as far as user adoption. And when you kind of look at and let's go back to the total cost of ownership that we talked about earlier. When you're looking at TCO and getting more for your money, I mean, Sugar really is where it's at. Plus, we basically provide you with a solution that gets you what you need today, with a lot of room for growth. You can start in Pro without the limitations of having to move upstream, as soon as you want to either use the Web Services API or as simply as using a workflow within Sugar. You get unlimited workflows even at a Pro level of Sugar. So that tends to, provide a lot of value for a lot of our customers once they start taking a look at seeing, how beneficial workflows could be used. And then, kind of rounding it out, we tend to, to guide our customers to success through our partners like Bay Business Systems here to get the best well-rounded solution, including implementation, training, and support, and then, more or less guiding you towards success, during your deployment. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and I would also say from my experience of working with clients who are migrating from Salesforce to SugarCRM, a lot of times they're really just tired of Salesforce raising their costs and nickel and diming them every time they want to add an extra field or do some little trivial modification to Salesforce. That flexibility and the low cost of SugarCRM for that flexibility it's really one of the killer features of SugarCRM.
All right. There's
yeah,
a couple.
I mean, and I can go on. I'm sorry, Claire.
No, you're right.
A couple more bullets here, but Sugar works the way that you work. I mean, there's a lot of different options. Deploy anywhere. Your data is yours. We provide weekly backups. We provide backups twice a month to our customers free of charge. You know, and basically it's not a locked-in situation. You know, let's talk for a second about, you know, web-to-lead submissions. You know, we give you multiple web-to-lead submissions without limitation, with multiple landing pages, unlimited workflows, roles and teams, which you don't get until you have to move up to the Enterprise Edition of Sugar, which is really important. And again, you know, for those folks out in the audience today that are developers, you know, PHP, it's a common language out there. We've got, you know, well over 30,000 developers out there that work with Sugar, including some of the best developers, you know, right here in Southern California today with our partner Faye. So, you know, we just give you a lot more flexibility than Salesforce will give you, you know, out of the gate.
All right, look, we're going to close it up there. There are a few more questions, but I'm happy to go through them, and I will email some answers and we'll get in contact with you. So if anyone wants to contact us, if they haven't submitted a question and get more information, please email us info@faybsg.com. We'll be happy to assist with anything further. All right, thank you everybody for attending. And thank you, Gary, and thank you, Kyle.
Yep, thank you.